Hello everyone and welcome to News Tonight. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi. Wycliffe for Kenya will join us in a bit on sign language. Let's dig into it. The Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change has asked government to provide a budget to address the fragile ecosystem zones of the country. The chairperson Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change, Lawrence Kasonga, says given the magnitude of the problem, ecosystem zones need to be given attention as they are prone to climate change effects.
Mountainous areas and riverbanks have been cited as the most ignored fragile ecozones despite their vulnerability to climate change effects. Members of Parliament on the Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change are demanding an immediate expedition of climate change bill to give adequate attention to these fragile zones.
Mountains need to, a lot of disasters are going on in the mountains, as you are well aware. And no deliberate activities to conserve the mountains.
Underscoring the need for the most fragile mountain areas of the country that are prone to the impacts of climate change with a lot of disasters.
They also want strong law implementation to reverse the effects of climate change by regulating human activities on natural resources. The chairperson Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change, Lawrence Kasonga, says due to absence of the law, securing funds to address the fragile zones is a little complicated.
The local level, we need a budget to address the issue of fragile ecosystems. I think in our budget, under the Ministry of Environment, we have in their budget their allocations for those fragile ecosystems, including riverbanks, mountain areas. But also we need to look for resources outside.
Although Uganda is currently experiencing less greenhouse emissions, a proposed reduction in carbon pollution and addressing issues of renewable energy is paramount. A recommendation of government signing and rectifying the International Solar Alliance framework and making the tree planting campaign a reality has been made.
We should put good money for tree planting in the country, because it is very important that we restore our degraded land. We need to work together to see that Uganda signs and ratifies the International Solar Alliance.
Climate change bill that seeks to adopt resilience mechanisms of climate change disasters is expected to be presented to Cabinet in January 2017.
At least by mid-2018, we should be through with this bill.
This comes at a time when the National Environmental Management Authority law has been put up for revision to cater for fragile ecosystem zones. Susan Naonga reporting.
Be replicated in the different countries.
The government of Netherlands is to give Kampala Capital City Authority KCCA a grant of 1.78 billion shillings to finance feasibility study for the expansion of Chanja Urban Agricultural Resource Center, while signing a memorandum of understanding with KCCA at the Netherlands Embassy. The Netherlands ambassador Henk-Jan Becker said this is aimed at reducing poverty, boosting economic growth, increasing market access, and improving the business climate.
Chanja Urban Agriculture Resource and Demonstration Farm, sitting on 31 acres of land, is a center targeting urban farmers and provides high-quality inputs and training to food producers all over Kampala. However, despite the increasing demand for seedlings and inputs, the center operates at only 20% of its capacity. The Executive Director KCCA, Jennifer Makula, says the center was established to improve nutrition levels and household incomes for urban dwellers.
Not only that, but also the low nutrition levels. We have a very high population in Kampala, mostly under 30. And therefore very many are still teenagers and below teenage with very low nutrition levels.
Now, the Netherlands government is to provide a grant of 1.78 billion Ugandan shillings for expansion of Chanja Agricultural Center. While signing a memorandum of understanding to this effect, Emphasis has been put on adding chanja to the market rather than it taking over market activities of supplying inputs.
But what we see is that the quality is often low, and in the end the farmers are not helped by these low quality inputs because the yields from their land will be substandard. We have several programs in the country where we provide farmers with high quality inputs, not necessarily for free, they pay for it, but it's much better for a farmer to pay a certain amount for high quality inputs and get a very good yield out of it than to get free low quality inputs and see their crops wither and not get.
The funds will cater for expansion of existing vegetable production unit, the piggery, poultry and fish production building.
And the add-on of the warehousing facility is something that we have talked about for a long time and which we really need, because it is good for these farmers to grow all this, but where does it go in terms of bulking and then marketing, whether internally or externally? So that is something that we see coming through this project.
The expansion of Chanja Agricultural Urban Center aims at increasing food security, quality and safety. I'm Navka Farida and Robert Katamba reporting in Kampala.
Six members of parliament have been suspended for violating rules of procedure, thereby paralyzing business in the House. The suspension came as parliament resumed debate on the proposal to amend the presidential age limit of 75 years. The suspended MPs include Ibrahim Semujunganda, Alan Sewanyana, Gerald Karuhanga, Jonathan Odor, Col Anthony and Mubarak Munyagwa.
In a space of less than 3 months, Makindye East legislator Alan Sewanyana has been suspended from Parliament. He was first suspended on September 27th as a result of masterminding chaos alongside 24 other MPs. A similar scenario ensued in Parliament on Monday morning as the House resumed to discuss the presidential age limit removal.
These very members of Parliament were misbehaving. So she has been observing the trend. They even tried to sing the national anthem in the House. So she was observing a replica of what happened that time.
Alan Sewanyana and Martin Odur will stay away from Parliament for 7 sittings. However, Gerald Karuhanga, Semujunganda, Anthony Akol, and Barak Munyagwa, who were suspended for the first time, will miss 3 sittings in line with the rules of procedure.
You cannot muzzle the voice of reason. I'm one of the few voices of reason there. If she was suspended, she would have suspended Nankabirwa. She would have suspended Namuganza. Namuganza abused the people. She's vulgar. I didn't know that that lady is as vulgar as she is.
If you're called a honorable member, why don't you respect the ruling of the speaker? And why don't you respect the speaker in the chair? Other members were talking while the other members of the opposition are standing. It's not allowed. The first rule is the speaker shall be listened to in silence. Nobody listened to her.
The suspension happened as anxiety at Parliament was the main mood, with the MPs disagreeing on the Raphael Magezi presidential age limit constitutional amendment bill.
Not many members of the opposition were as aggressive. Some of them, I think, have pulled out of this. They think mayhem won't bring what they want.
Even in as much as you think you're in a hurry, please wait a little and listen to us. Even if you don't want to listen to what we say, but it might carry both legal sense.
Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Alitwara Kadaga adjourned Parliament up to afternoon for presentation of both minority and majority reports from the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Sections of the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of Parliament have expressed divergent views over the constitutional amendment of presidential age limit. Whereas the majority report presented by the committee chairperson Jacob Oboth recommends amendment of Article 102B of the Constitution, the minority report is totally obnoxious of that view as presented by Kumi woman MP Monica Hamading. This was during the second reading of the bill presented by its mover, who is also Ikara East legislator, Raphael Majezi. It was followed by a heated debate with the MPs disagreeing on many recommendations.
So I want to put the question that the question will be put those in favor say the contrary no. And I put the question that the motion of plan cannot be approved. Those in favor say the contrary no.
Well, this is just ours and it has come forcefully. Actually, it is because of the technicalities surrounding the microphones in the House. For the very first time, I'm seeing a speaker not cooperating to allow people move a point of order, a point of procedure. This is ridiculous.
I think the speaker was really well balanced. She played her tactics very well, and everybody ended the day very happy.
Ending the House, there was nobody in the chair of the speaker to suspend members of parliament. My interpretation was that when the Speaker of Parliament suspended the House, Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, the woman MP for Kamuli, came back to the seat and suspended members of Parliament.
What actually is so disturbing is these colleagues of ours, members of opposition, for them to think that we are entitled to their opinion. They cannot influence us with their opinion.
And I'm very proud that today we have indicated that we are not going to be a party to the removal of the age limit from the Constitution of Uganda.
We have been able to move the motion for the second reading of the bill. This is a critical step.
Are they realizing that Right Honorable Kadaga is elected as an NRM MP for Kamuli district? Are they realizing that? You get it? Are they realizing it now? Hasn't she been chairing this house? Have we changed our rules to say whoever chairs parliament should not have a party? So when she rules against them, that's when they remember she's an NRM. When she's pro them, does she become a different person?
Meanwhile, the constitutional amendment bill touching on contentious presidential age limit cap continues on Tuesday following the Monday adjournment by the Speaker, Rebecca Kadaga. The adjournment was announced shortly after the House voted to suspend Rule 201 of the Rules of Procedure to allow debate to take place immediately, other than waiting for 3 days from the date of its tabling. Legislators expressed mixed reactions about the events that unfolded during deliberations in the House that left 6 prominents of the bill suspended. Now let's take a look at business news. Uganda is hosting the 2017 Africa Schools Badminton Tournament at Lugogo Indoor Stadium. 8 countries are in the country competing for both points and honor. As Amon Ngabo reports, the games mark the final event of the 2017 badminton calendar.
The time of the year when different federations wind up their sports calendar. Uganda Badminton Federation marks its final 2017 event with an international tournament that has brought together 8 countries in the Africa Schools Badminton Tournament. Egypt, Mauritius, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Ghana and Rwanda are at Lugogo Sports Arena competing for honors.
As a country, we are blessed, and I think it's very important that we are hosting such a big event. Big in the sense that we have had over 7-8 countries coming to participate, mainly constituting the youth. So it is important and a critical event that we are hosting as Uganda Badminton Association and as in conjunction with Council. I was urging and advising the players to take this sport seriously because they are precedents of people who have earned a living, who have had a good career from this sport.
In the first games played, Bohadi of Algeria defeated Kenya, and Egypt School defeated Saint Esplit of Mauritius. The tournament has seen top countries in Africa register, hence posing a challenge to Ugandan players.
This is my first All-Africa tournament to play in Uganda, and I've been training so hard from Sharingo in Zambia and part of Africa. So me and my team, we are very happy to play this tournament, and we are sure we're going to win it.
National Council of Sports has provided the venue for the competition, enhancing competitiveness. Meanwhile, top Uganda badminton players are busy traversing the continent, seeking points to qualify for the upcoming Commonwealth Games. Uganda has always sent representatives for the Games, with more representation expected this year. Edwin Ekling is still top seed in the males category, while Shamim Banji tops the ladies. Ngabo Amon, reporting for UBS TV.
Action in the 2017 National Inter-University Games has entered day 2 with teams contesting taekwondo and beach handball at Ndeja University, Luweero. Although participants and fans are excited about the beach handball facility, most attention, especially from the local fans, is on taekwondo. Uganda Taekwondo Federation official Moses Chiwanuka, however, says there are loopholes that must be addressed for this sport to become an international medal prospect for Uganda.
The challenges here is that some of the players are not well versed with the rules, the World Cafe Federation rules. So we need to teach them. We need to visit the different the dojos or their gyms.
And Uganda Kickboxing Federation is in preparations for a new challenge fight between Uganda's #1 kickboxer and champion Golola Moses and heavyweight kickboxer Abu Chigwemwa in a national fight slated for 17th January 2018. The match is expected to take place at Freedom City.
A number of successful fights against fellow Ugandan kickboxers and winning all of them. Golola Moses of Uganda has got another challenger, with the latest being Abu Chigwemwa.
Bi'izni Rahman, Insha'Allah. Oyo si mulwanyi. Gwabadde wagamba mulugula mulwanyi. Ono comedy. Zisobola kusasula mulwanyi ne mulwana. Nezida mukwetena. Nyingenda bakubira omune manager we. Wanga ne manager we naye alina esimu. Wagula yekola esaazi tasobola kwogera. Ye amanyi ekisulo ekimusula. Ebisulo byo bimusula. Mabulira kino muva si bigambo. Kolo Insha'Allah. Zemanyi golagenda kutandika alonda akacupa abuzono Abu Chigwemwa.
Who claims he can impregnate a woman by merely looking at one, shot back and said he's a lion in the jungle and will tear up his opponent.
Here, my brother talking a lot of crap. Yes, he has the time right now to talk. But when the ring, bang, bang, it's going to be different. And I'm just telling my fans that this is Abu Chigwemwa's fight is just a give back. I'm just giving back to my fans, giving them a nice shot. This is Abu Chigwemwa's Kikonwa, I don't know what his name about. So, he's a big guy. You can see him, big. but with a chicken heart.
And even before the fight arrangements are concluded, there's already heightened animosity between the two fighters. Expected on that fight night are a number of interesting fights between Algerian national Bataimbe Abu and Umase Mata. Odoch will battle Waluju Rema, while in the ladies category, Misindi Brenda fights Nachimbwe Betty, among others. Golola Moses and Abu Chikemwa will use the K1 style in a 5-round cruiserweight fight that's 84.7 kgs to 82.2 kgs. For UBC, Helen Barbara Jizamba.
And that does sum it up. Thank you for watching News Tonight. Wycliffe Bukenya is our sign language interpreter. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi. Have a lovely night.